Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you are watching Open. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling with me. Our next guest is the producer for the Sarah Vaughan International Jazz Vocal Competition, and he's here to speak about the work he is doing in the world of music and entertainment, and to highlight his newest artist, Michael J. Thomas. So please welcome to the show. He's here, and I'm happy to meet him. Griffin. Carl, welcome.
Mr. Lee, I am so honored to be on your show, sir. I love all those records behind you. I remember those days.
Yeah. I have those, and I have in front of me, I have a wall of CDs, and then in the computers, what you see back there is like nothing. It's all crushed down into MP3. Right. Yeah. Right. So yeah, we're into the music business. We've been into it for some time, but you have a artist, and you tell us about what you've been working on, especially with the Sarah Vaughan competition.
Well, this is our 10th year anniversary. I'm happy to say we have launched careers for a young lady named Yasmine Vaughan. We have a young lady now that's doing very well named Samara Joy. So we've been very successful with the contestants moving on in their careers and actually becoming name artists in the jazz world. And this year, we have 5 contestants. We're happy to say that we're international. We have a woman from coming in from France, Paris, France. Her name is Vic. So it's a truly wonderful international competition, and over the past 5 years, we've added males to the competition. We have this young man named G. Thomas Allen that's going to be competing this year. And
do they have to sound like Sarah Vaughan?
No, but they have to sing one song because nobody can sing like Sarah Vaughan.
Nobody can sing like Sarah Vaughan.
Sassy had her own style, but they do have to sing one song that's related to Sarah Vaughan.
I know someone in Harlem that sings exactly like Sarah Vaughan. Matter of fact, she was singing a lot of her songs up there, right up to the stage, the Harlem State Office Building.
Well, tell her to enter next year.
Yeah.
There's no age restriction.
Yeah. So what are the requirements again?
Well, you have to submit 3 songs. 3 one can be an original song, and then we have a series of judges and adjudicators that go through the process. This year we had 172 people enter, and we adjudicate that down to 25.
Yeah.
And then we adjudicate that down to 15. And then we come up with a final 5 out of that 15.
And we come up with a what?
We come up with the final 5 out of that 15.
Got it. And then what happens with the final 5? The competition more intense.
Well, then what happens then on the 12th of November, we will have a piano rehearsal with the conductor of the show, Sergio Salvatore, where we just go over the charts, make sure the charts are correct. And then on Saturday, we have a full trio rehearsal with M. Gregory Jones on bass and the famous Buddy Williams on drums.
Oh, wow.
And we go through the whole show. We run down the whole show. We also videotape the contestants. So before they come on stage, a short video of them speaking about Sarah Vaughan and how happy they are to be a part of this competition. Yeah.
And that's November?
The actual competition is November 14th.
Ah, okay. So is it too late?
This year we have special guests. Christian McBride will be the host, and Miss Diane Reeves will perform 2 songs in the show.
All right. And where's this being held again?
At New Jersey Performing Arts Center in Newark, New Jersey.
All righty. Wow. And that's been going on for 10 years?
10 years. This is our 10th year anniversary. We're very proud to put this together.
I missed it. I gotta attend one of those.
Yes, please. This was created by the late great Larry Rosen, who is the R in GRP, along with the people from New Jersey Performing Arts Center and myself. We
Carl, do
felt
you? Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, we felt that there was a need for a vocal jazz competition to help young jazz singers and jazz singers of all ages get an opportunity to perform.
Yeah. Carl, do you perform? You play an instrument or sing?
No, God bless. As Maurice White, the famous Maurice White from Earth, Wind and Fire says, I have big ears. Um,
Yeah.
I grew up listening to music as a kid. My mother would play music all the time, so I have a unique knack to know what works in our demographic. I can't tell you what works in the younger demographic anymore because I'm not young, but I know what works in the older jazz and contemporary jazz world.
Yeah. So, what makes the Sarah Vaughan International Jazz Vocal Competition so special? I mean, because you have the ear, and you're gonna bring everything down to 5 people who are competing, right?
Yes, sir. And then what we do is we have a celebrity group of judges from all facets of the music business, and they have the final decision. They
Yeah.
have the final say on who is the winner of the Sarah Vaughan competition. There's first, second, and third prizes.
What do they get?
First prize is five, second prize is 3,000, and first prize is 1,000. Third prize is 1,000.
Anybody there to sign them up?
Well, when there was a record business and record companies, we had a deal, a deal with Concord Records. So that's where the first three contestants were signed to, which was great.
Yeah. I heard that you have from a little birdie that you have a podcast.
uh, yes,
Are
I
you
do.
talking
In fact,
that
I have a podcast in
during the
exactly,
podcast?
yeah, I have a podcast in exactly 55 minutes. Um, I do a show on KNLV out in Las Vegas. Um, and we talk about the old days of the music business and some of the old music that I was involved with.
Yeah. What do you see as the difference between what took place back then, as far as the music that's coming out, as far as the way the records were handled, as compared to now?
Well, the biggest problem for me is we don't have the proper music in schools. Bringing young musicians together in schools and teaching them how to play instruments, not just hit a synthesizer and one key, and
Yeah.
that's not playing music. Um, what one of the artists that I'm going to talk about today in my podcast is Angela Bofield,
Uh-huh.
and
I
she
love
was
her.
this Angie is great, and she
Yeah.
was discovered by Dave Valentine, who was signed to GRP. And Dave Valentine went to music and art in Manhattan, high
Yeah.
school music and art. Out of that class, came Dave Valentine, Marcus Miller, Michael Peters, the great choreographer Michael Peters, who for your audience that doesn't know, uh, choreographed the great Thriller video for Michael
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 Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah.
And then there are a number of other artists that came out of music and art. Debbie Allen, the great choreographer Debbie Allen. So these kids are missing that opportunity to learn from that era of music and how do you compose yourself? How do you write? How do you arrange? How do you perform? All that's
Yeah.
missing now. From
Go
a
ahead.
record company standpoint, you don't have the record executives that have the knowledge and have the history of how to develop an artist. You know, Back in our time, we would say, okay, we believe in this artist, and we're going to have 2 or 3 releases with this artist to help them grow. Now, if you don't sell, a certain amount of units in a certain amount of time, that's the end. Next.
Next.
Um,
And then
so
the
I
rest.
think that's one
Yeah.
of the problems.
Yeah. And you spoke about the Michael Jackson's album, the Thriller album, one of the highest selling albums of all times. To this day, making more than anybody dead or alive, I hear.
Yes, yes. Because you know yourself when you go home, there are these classic records: the Miles Davis, John Coltrane, the Michael Jackson, the Stevie Wonders, the Marvin Gayes. They're all behind you, right?
Some of them on that section way down there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can still put them on today, and sonically, they sound great. And that's proof positive on what went down back in our time as far as making music.
Yeah. 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 You would have to go all the way down that other end down there.
Ah, aha. It's funny. I was a DJ in clubs back in the late 60s and 70s. So I used
Yeah.
to have to haul my records around with me on every gig. So I
Yeah.
remember those days.
That kept you in shape, though, lifting all
Yes.
your. So tell us before we leave. Tell us about this this artist, the saxophonist Michael J. Thomas.
Michael J. Thomas is a young saxophonist that I'm working with down here in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida.
Yeah.
And we're working on a new release. We're actually going to go in the studio and final mix it on Dolby Atmos, which is a new technique of mixing now. It's better than surround sound.
Yeah.
And on this project, we have the wonderful Mesa from Incognito. We have Randy Brecker from the Brecker Brothers.
The Brecker Brothers. Yeah. Wow.
Yes. Yeah. And Kelly Minucci, who was a part of the group called Special Effects. And the CD is called Outside the Box, which meant that I really went outside the box, and I got the 23 Grammy winner Vince Gill to play guitar on this. So I'm mixing the format. I'm trying not to just do a contemporary jazz record. I'm trying to make music like we used to make music.
There you go.
Not put a label on it.
There you go. Do you have a website where we can go and find out more?
Yes, go to michaeljthomas.net.
Michael
And
J.
you can see videos of Michael and all the things we're doing right now.
Okay, michaeljthomas.net.
Correct.
Carl, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. I love your show. I wish you all the best. And I got to come out and hang with you and listen to some of your music, man.
There you go. All right. You can sample
All
some
right?
of it or you can.
All right, man. God bless, man.
God bless you too. All right. All right. That about does it for our show. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in and checking it all out. Remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. And remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you are right. For all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day, and I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I love you all. Peace.